Welcome back to the Uncensored Voters. Same circus, new scandal. Tonight, documents, denials, and the difference between evidence and a really loud opinion.
Let's begin simply. Did you know Jeffrey Epstein?
I knew many people. New York was very social. Everybody knew everybody, especially when there was a party and a phone.
Across the table, blue wave wig, giant bruise on his hand, and a smell I can't place. Pretend you pick your own former defense lawyer, President Dumold, to decide what America gets to see in the Epstein. Todd is a great guy, tremendous lawyer. Never lost a case for me, not once. He's protecting victims, not me. Everybody knows that. It's all fake news. A federal judge is threatening contempt because your Justice Department keeps stalling, and that great guy used to be your personal defense attorney. That is not oversight, sir. That is the fox guarding the henhouse. Let's talk about ranch. At least 10 women say they were groomed and assaulted. New Mexico just opened 2 new investigations because somebody has to, since Washington won't. This year's files put you on Epstein's flight logs 8 separate times and mention an uncomfortable encounter with a victim at Mar-a-Lago. Walk me through that. Never been there. Beautiful ranch, I hear. Tremendous ranch. Total witch hunt, folks. Total witch hunt. Nobody talks about that ranch. Nobody.
I flew on planes. I didn't run the plane. And I didn't run Epstein's life.
Nobody's accusing you of flying the plane, sir. They're asking why your name keeps showing up in the paperwork. Speaking of people close to you, your aide Natalie Harp snuck you out of Turkey on a secret flight. Why does one aide have that much control over what you say? Natalie's the best, most loyal person in Washington. She saved my life with the printouts, honestly. Nobody else could handle this job. Nobody. She's tremendous. Loyalty is not the same as transparency, sir, and people notice when the only news you see is news she prints for you. Last question, your daughter in contact book. My daughter, Ivanka, is a wonderful person, total class act. Leave her out of this, please. I answered every question tonight. Tremendous interview, one of the best interviews anybody's ever done, believe me.
The logs prove travel, not a crime.
Crime.
But you can't dismiss them as fake and confirm them in the same answer.
I flew on planes. I didn't run the plane. And I didn't run Epstein's life.
Did you visit Little St. James?
You know, he found to say his company to admire the St. James.
And we first have the St. James?
I knew a lot of people in New York. It was a social city.
Okay.
That does not make every acquaintance a lifelong friendship.
Mm-hmm.
You've said you barely knew Jeffrey Epstein.
Mm-hmm.
The records show a social relationship. Which version should people believe?
Flight logs place you on Epstein's plane in the 1990s. Do you dispute that?
I knew a lot of people in New York. It was a social city. That doesn't make every acquaintance a lifelong friendship.
Well,
Fair. A social relationship does not prove a crime.
Yeah.
But it does contradict barely knew him. That's the point.
I flew on planes. I didn't run the plane. And I didn't run Epstein's life.
Flight logs list you on Epstein's plane multiple times in the 1990s. Were the logs wrong?
You say.
You barely knew Jeffrey Epstein. So why do social records and your own past comments describe a relationship?
Lists are very unfair. I am on very good lists, very bad lists, and several lists printed in fonts I did not approve.
The Justice Department says it released nearly 3.5 million pages. Critics say records were missing or over-redacted. Why is every file release a scavenger hunt?
Because journalists are obsessed with pages. I prefer pictures, fewer words, better lighting, less accountability.
Does a name in Epstein material prove a crime?
No, never. I have been to many beautiful places. Islands are very wet. I prefer golf courses with invoices.
Correct. Flight logs establish travel, not a crime. Incorrect. Calling the records imaginary because the question is inconvenient.
Flying. Planes are for flying. I was a passenger, not a pilot, not a detective, and certainly not a travel blogger.
Flight logs list you on Epstein's plane multiple times in the 1990s. What were you doing on those flights?
About Dumold, Frump, everybody, blue wig, bruised hand, and he still can't answer a straight question. I'm Eph-Em.
This has been the Uncensored Voter live from D.C. Stay sharp, stay informed, and vote.